Yes. Hello everyone, I'm Landon, and I'm the DM. I have another lightning round Kickstarter highlight for you. 7 great campaigns I'm sure you'll like. If you happen to like any of them, please hit that like button, and consider subscribing. But let's not waste any more time, let's get right into it. First up, we have the sequel to Incredible Creatures, Incredible Items by Alan Tucker. Art-inspired magic items for 5th edition. Many members of the team that brought you Incredible Creatures is back with Incredible Items. Everyone loves seeing shiny new magic items in your role-playing game. These often begin in the mind of a writer. They design an item, figure out what it looks like, and then an artist brings it to life. We wanted to take a different approach to magic item creation. We asked a number of artists to go wild and design original magic items from their own imaginations. Then we recruited a host of writers to flesh out these fantastic images with lore and abilities. We have well over 100 amazing pieces of magic item art, which the writers have made into fascinating original items to delight or frighten your players. There are even more items the writers came up with that we just couldn't leave out, so you'll have over 150 items in total. There is a sample available here through this link that you should check out. The art is obviously a big part of this campaign. There's a large variety of styles and artists. I'm curious what you would have some of these items do, either serious or as a joke. Let me know in the comments. Not only are there 150 magic items for your game, we've also come up with several sets of evolving artifacts. These items progress in stages, much like your character. I love these kinds of items. I use them all the time in my games. I would definitely choose one of the tiers that gets you the print coupon, $12 to $15 depending on whether or not you want the PDF. The printing and shipping costs will be paid later through DriveThruRPG. Go and support incredible items to get them in your game. Now for a campaign by Lone Colossus Games. Injuries and Vile Deeds. Injury systems for 5e and more. Tactical and descriptive injury systems for PCs and their enemies, plus 200 new character options, terrifying monsters, and villains. Definitely seems like a fun thing to add to your game. If you're a fan of combat aesthetics in shows like Castlevania or The Witcher, or love the kill animations in games like God of War, Sekiro, and Shadow of Mordor, then Injuries and Vile Deeds will be the perfect addition to your game. This supplement for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition is filled to the brim with nearly 200 new feats, items, spells, subclasses, villainous NPCs, and terrifying monsters. Each new character, option, and enemy ties in the injury systems, making it easy for you to apply cinematic descriptions to thoroughly tactical combat. I have to say that the art on this page is fantastic, and there is a bunch more of it down on the rest of the page. Gone are the days of nondescript attack and damage rolls. Injuries and Vile Deeds restores excitement to combat, providing rules for cinematic tactical encounters. PC injuries create narrative tension, keeping the party on its toes as they weigh the risks of pressing on or allowing their enemies to get a step ahead. Meanwhile, players can now add mechanical effects to descriptive combat, inflicting injuries on their enemies and causing negative status effects with every action. Additionally, villains come fully prepared for use in your game, complete with plot hooks, organizational ties, personalities, background lore, stats, all easily altered to suit the exact needs of your adventure, gauge your players. Similarly, all monsters in the book come with lore to help you fit them into your world, along with tactics to help you run them in combat, regardless of your prep time. I've even created a new class of spells, Lair Magic, which are powerful, long-lasting spells that amplify or enchant the environment around a villain's lair. My choice of pledge is getting the hardcover for $40, though getting the PDF with it is only $10 more. Check out the Kickstarter page for Injuries and Vile Deeds by Lone Colossus Games. Moving right along, I bring you Adventurer's Agency by Headless Hydra Press. Life is stressful, game night shouldn't be. Welcome to a 5e campaign setting where player absence is built into the story. Adventurer's Agency is a campaign setting designed from the ground up for running linked one-shot campaigns. Think Monster of the Week, but with an overarching story. Did a player or two cancel last second? No worries. There's always a rotating cast of characters taking on contracts at the Adventurer's Agency. If a player cancels, you don't need to come up with an off-the-cuff explanation for their absence because that's part of life at the Adventurer's Agency. There's some really great art throughout this page. For the Adventurer's Agency book, 150 plus page book containing new subclasses and backgrounds, original monsters and enemies, dozens of spells and magic items, rich lore for Bluemont, Pratine Empire, and the surrounding region, guidance on running a linked one-shot campaign, mechanics for ley lines, passage stones, and guilds. For the Agency Contracts book, a 100 plus page book containing 6 easy-to-run adventures set in the world of the Adventurer's Agency, scalable challenge ratings, optimized for linked one-shot style play. To get both books in physical, I would go with the Veteran tier for $99. It also comes with a few other things, like dice. Visit the Kickstarter page, show some support, and get Adventurer's Agency. Next up we have Guardians of Agthor, RPG adventure setting for 5e campaigns by Mark Tassin. Exciting fantasy adventure setting filled with new monsters, NPCs, class archetypes, and more for your 5th edition role-playing game. This particular book says it has a unique way of conveying the information and making everything in it useful. I'm very curious to see exactly how they will do that. After successfully funding and delivering 3 previous World of Ataltis Kickstarter campaigns, Mechanical Muse proudly presents our newest project, Guardians of Agthor. Guardians of Agthor is a new approach to RPG adventure settings. Inside, you'll find a treasure chest of valuable allies, powerful enemies, exciting locations for exploration and adventure, and new rules to enhance your 5th edition game. We're creating a book where every page holds something incredible to add to your character or your campaign. Big promises. Although we love books filled with imaginary history, fantasy lore, and fictional facts, with Agthor, we want to try something different. Instead of delivering just another RPG Atlas and Gazetteer, we want to publish a book filled to the brim with countless nuggets of gaming gold. Everything still ties together to create a single fantastic location for your adventures, but each entry also stands alone, usable as an independent bit of RPG coolness you can pull into any game. Your support will make this all possible. So inside you'll find adventure sites, points of interests, forces of good, forces of evil, allies, enemies, monsters, and new rules. You know me, I would go for the hardcover plus PDF level for $49. Can't resist the hardcover book. This looks like a pretty great book, and the campaign page is put together really well. Honestly, I'm shocked that they haven't already funded. They need some help reaching their goal. There's still plenty of time, and I think they just need some more eyes on it. Go support Guardians of Agthor. No time to waste, let's check out Fez Inkright's Herbarium, a botanical 5e supplement. A supplement for 5e players inspired by botanical folklore, mythology, and herb lore. I like the art that I'm seeing here in these mock-ups. Herbarium is the love child of folklorist Fez Inkright's love for botanical mythology and the TTRPG community. Not only does it introduce foraging mechanics and over 60 real-life plants for the nature-minded DM and player, but it also includes a guide on creating your own fictional plants with their own 5e mechanics, thematic adventure hooks, and encounters, folklore-inspired new subclasses and character backgrounds, monstrous creatures from the dark side of traditional folklore, over 100 craftable potions, items, and poisons, and more. The plants of Herbarium play a pivotal role in the book. Each section includes the plant's rarity, the type of environment you'll find it in, its related items, a description, and in some cases, an adventure seed to further indulge your players. Each item is inspired by the plant it's connected to. Some of them are even real historical items that were believed to have magical properties, and now in your campaigns, they actually do. Herbarium doesn't just embrace individual plants, but also the rich, scattered lands that they grow in, from stormy scrublands to tropical forests and blighted coasts. These wild lands come with their own hosts of spirits, deities, and wicked monsters, and we can't wait to introduce you to them. Herbarium is all about providing new narrative options for players as much as it is for the DM, and with a ton of new crafting options, items, and creatures out there. We couldn't forget about the player characters. Now, despite what's shown in this picture, it's only available in PDF form for £18, 22 to 23 US dollars. So I would go with that, but definitely check out Herbarium on Kickstarter. Link in the description. Second to last campaign, Terramyr Compendium, a 5e creature/world sourcebook by Dragon Scale Games. 8 one-shot adventures, new deities, races, classes, monsters, companions, and pets set upon the world of Terramyr. This is a pretty cool scene in this picture. Whether you've read the books or entirely new to Terramyr, I personally am not familiar with Sam Ferguson or this world. This compendium presents an entirely new world to explore, races to play, classes to master, and fiends to conquer. From the mind of acclaimed fantasy author Sam Ferguson comes 8 one-shot adventures to use as side quests on your current games, or to explore on your own to immerse yourself into Terramyr. The adventures will take you to Morgath's Inn, west of Axstone, into Demiplanes, to burgle a demon, into the depths of the sea where the merfolk reign supreme, and out into Nightshroud, a land so deadly and evil that even the gods fear to trespass them. Want companions or pets? Great, we have them. Want mercenaries? Whether you want a murderous black tongue or wandering true sight monk, we have them. Need a few new shops? From unique basics to more rare and wondrous items, Terramyr has what you're looking for. Craving more challenging monsters? Terramyr has some unique baddies to test your skills. Looking for some fun tables to spice up your games? We provide several tables to use, including fumbles, personality quirks, random encounters, names, and some pre-built NPCs to throw into any situation you need. I would choose the Apprentice tier to get the hardcover book with the color interior for $65. It is a little higher than you might find on some other projects, but you are are getting the PDF, the hardcover, and an e-novel, so it should be worth it. Check out the Kickstarter from Dragon Scale Games. Very last campaign for today, and a little bit different. Before the Storm, limited edition Game Nights playmat by Jimmy Wong and Josh Lee Kwai. Before the Storm is a limited edition playmat from the Game Nights series, with art from Fiona Shea, sorry if I messed up that name, only available until July 24th. I love these playmats. I got the last 2 playmats from Game Nights, and I just think they're really cool. Whether you play Magic, or D&D, or other things, or just like the art, having it there on the table is always kind of fun to spice things up, especially if you just have a folding table to play on. These playmats are high quality, definitely worth it, and backing this Kickstarter goes to support some awesome creators, Jimmy Wong and Josh Lee Kwai of the Command Zone podcast. If you're into Magic and you play Commander, you should check out the Command Zone. When they say limited edition, they really mean limited edition. They will not be selling this after the end of the Kickstarter. There's no pre-order store or backer kit. While it's running is the only time you have to get it. There's one tier in this campaign, $35, gets you the playmat. Very simple. I hope you go and support them. That was another lightning round Kickstarter highlight. Again, so many awesome creators, so many awesome Kickstarters. I hope you liked it and found something that you enjoyed. If you did, give this video a like and share it with some of your friends. Please consider subscribing and turning on notifications to be notified when I upload a new video. I really appreciate all the people who have been subscribing recently. It really means a lot to me and just makes me smile. And I appreciate all the comments I've been getting. I just really appreciate all your support. We're slowly creeping up to 500. It'd be really cool if I could get to 1,000 by the end of the year. Maybe we could do it. Remember, links to every one of these campaigns can be found in the description. In case you forgot, I'm Landon, I'm the DM, and I'll see you at the next Kickstarter.